Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another reaction. We're finally getting into the I Feel album by I-Dle. I'm very excited. It took way longer than I expected. I'm really excited about this one. I heard a lot of great things about some of these songs. Something like Peter Pan was praised a lot. And just in general, I'm very excited because I love these girls. I feel like they are basically like pioneers, whether it's the group in general, whether it's Son with her genius, Allergy and Queen Card were two absolutely amazing songs that had such a fun element while still addressing such a really big social issue. And I feel like I-Dle was able to do that on so many different occasions when it comes to something like Nude, something like Oh My God was a little bit darker, of course, but I still loved talking about that music video a lot. Tomboy was incredible, but just in general, I-Dle have a knack for nailing every single concept that they ever tackle, and they always do it in such a way that they make it basically iconic and incredibly memorable. But in any case, I'm very excited about this one. So without further ado, we're starting off. Obviously, the reaction to Allergy and Queen Card are already available on the channel. You can check out the playlist somewhere up there if you're interested. So we're starting off with Lucid, and yeah, I could not be more hyped. Let's go.
I believe 이 밤이 되면 fantasy 알게 될 거야. Take a sip 망설이지 마요.
Mimi's haunting as ever. There's the rapping. Ooh. Oh my God, the violin. We just got the with that voice, Yuki, and now Mion. Jesus. Whoa. Let's think about it. Is that the chorus or is that like the pre-chorus? Because it was such a cool contrast to go from like the depth of Yuki's voice to Mion, and then Shua. Shua's voice is much lighter, but it creates like a trippy effect because of the instrumental. It almost feels like Lucid, I'm guessing Lucid Dream, but it feels like you're on an LSD trip or something with the like that instrumental. It was such a cool contrast to use Shuha's voice that is much lighter and almost like kind of more angelic in contrast with the depth of Mion and Yuki, but then the instrumental is just so fucking dark. It's really cool. Ooh. Ooh. Damn.
I believe 너도 나와 같은 맘인 걸 알고 있지. 긴 밤이 끝날 때까지 play with me. I won't hurt you, baby.
Oh, damn.
아무 말 안 해도 느껴져. You feel me, baby. For you, 뜨거워 when you move.
I love this. Because Mimi's voice is so haunting, it fits. Jesus Christ. I love that vocal melody.
Feel it easy 아침이 오기 전까지 stay with me. You won't regret, baby.
Damn, that was beautiful. I love how, like, on the surface, like the lyrics, especially the ending, it feels like a little bit more romantic, but at the same time, it's like in context with Queen Card and Allergy. If you stay with me, you won't regret it. As far as it almost feels like this is a bit of I-Dle sharing almost like a lucid dream in a way that feels so real. And if you stay with me, you won't regret it, because much like in Queen Card, you will be able to just be yourself and not focus on the surroundings and everything else that kind of like distracts you and puts you down. Like with Allergy, instead of looking at the mirror and feeling like you get an allergic reaction to all of the things that are negative about you and just seeing the bullshit, whereas Queen Card is almost like looking at that same mirror and just embracing yourself for who you are. So I feel like maybe I'm taking it a little bit too deep with the lyrics that are definitely a little bit on the mature side. So I do take it back a little bit from saying that the song is not as romantic on the surface. It very much is, but it's so inviting and it's so haunting, and like the vocal melody and the whispers, I mean, incredibly seductive. Let's be honest. It's really, really cool. And I really, really love the vibe of the song. It was so chill. It was groovy. I would definitely put this song under the, night drive kind of playlist. Not much else to say, honestly. The more I talk about this song, the more I'm gonna start feeling kind of like weirded out by how you might groan with your voice like a very pain. But yeah, I'm not gonna go there. You will see a whole new world. So they're like Aladdin, and they're waiting for that Jasmine to show them a whole new world. Let's continue. I love the vibe of the song. I take back the deeper meaning that I tried to get out of it. I'm very, very sorry for taking it a little bit too far, as I usually do. This time I kind of like caught myself. The song itself was absolutely beautiful. I love the vibe. I love the constant switch up between all of the members delivering the pre-chorus and the actual chorus. I especially loved, Meanie and Shuha whenever they were on that pre-chorus parts, because they have like Meanie has an incredibly haunting voice. Shua has almost like a kind of an angelic, but it almost feels like a sinner with that pre-chorus, with the vibe of it all. Yuki's deep voice is incredible. Mian has such a unique voice as well. Soyeon, her rap was absolutely fucking awesome. As she already showed, she doesn't need to rap in every song, and she would still be fucking incredible because she has an amazing singing voice, as well, which is also something that we saw. Even like there was like this video of them recording the Nude song, which is something that I reacted to on Patreon to that episode, which was a lot of fun to actually hear her and the way that she was singing, and she was kind of like showing an example of what she wants to be delivered. So hearing her there, kind of like showing an example of what she wants the other girls to do, it was really, really cool to see kind of like the genius, the mastermind behind all of it, and to see how much of a vision she has of what this needs to be, and how much it actually ended up being. I'm even thinking about like that. Somebody made a meme or like a short of Soyeon showing Shuha how to sing the chorus when she was hitting her hand or something. And then she actually did it in one of the recordings. There was like this YouTube short, and Soyeon was so proud. She had like this big smile on her face, like as Shua was doing the punching to the beat to keep the tempo of the delivery and everything. It was really, really cool to see the influence that song has. Anyway, this song was awesome. This is definitely a night drive kind of song for me, and it's definitely a club song as well. A nightclub song, something that is going to be incredibly warm and inviting and almost kind of like seductive in a way. So let's move on to the next song. Now, whoever picked the photos, amazing job. especially Seon and Shua and Yuki. Mini and Mion, yeah. Wait, Smoky Eyes, isn't that, what was the song from I Never Die? The Avril Lavigne inspired kind of song. I think there was like a lyric saying, hating something eyes smoky, something like that. Doesn't have to be a reference, just kind of funny. Tell me anything, please. Oh. Nice. Ooh. I love the guitar. Damn, the acoustic guitar is beautiful. And then there's whoa. So there's definitely a little bit more of a I Never Die kind of influence with the rock sound, which is dope. This almost kind of like feels like a more mature version of Queen Card. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just being me. If Queen Card is like a PG version, PG-13 or rated G for, or what's the rating for everyone, then this is kind of like the R-rated version of it. Of like, I'm me and fuck your feelings, basically. The morning, all night, we up all night, all night, we dance to the morning. All night, we dance to the morning. Oh, damn. All night, we up all night, all night, we dance to the morning. Never give up my number. Mango take out the rumors. Now I'm the time. We don't measure nothing. I wish this had a music video. Definitely has some tomboy elements to it, too. Ooh, I love this chorus. Both choruses were amazing so far. Mion plus rock music is just a beautiful combination. We dance to the morning, all night, we up all night, we dance to the morning. Oh, that reverb, beautiful. I love that little elements behind there. Damn. That was beautiful. This was way too fucking short. I understand if that's... I don't know. Even if a song is super short, I feel like a music video for this, you could add some cinematic elements to it to extend the length of the music video to like 3 minutes and 15 seconds or something like that. This song visually, I'm imagining definitely some tomboy elements. I'm also imagining the song kind of like reminds me, what was the name of the song that was inspired, that sounded kind of like an Avril Lavigne kind of song. Hold up, let me tell you. You probably already know, and I feel like shit for not remembering it myself, but the song was Never Stop Me. That's the name of the song. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was freaking amazing. I love it. Very straightforward, like fuck you and fuck what you feel. I feel like even lyrically this kind of like reminds me of Never Stop Me too. And I love the lyrics, like, rather than pretending to be anything but me, I'm gonna lose myself. Even if we go to somewhere unfamiliar, walk my way. That's actually pretty cool, because here I can take it into almost like a double meaning, as far as it doesn't matter where I am, I'm still going to be me. I'm still gonna find my way. I'm gonna walk my way. I'm never going to change depending on my surroundings. which kind of feels like I-Dle is always being I-Dle, even if they change their concept. Like they can do something super dark. Like Sculpture is still, in my opinion, like if there's one song in K-pop that is almost like an equivalent of the darkest Darren Aronofsky movie that you can imagine, probably mixed with maybe something by Guillermo del Toro, perhaps. It's Sculpture. I don't know why I thought of that combination, but actually there's like Pan's Labyrinth is pretty dark. But in any way, like that song is just insane to me. That song left a mark on me, like not too many other songs did. Although the latest song that actually did leave a very dark, kind of a dark mark on me is CIX's Save Me, Kill Me, if you want to check it out. But just to throw it out there because it's a super underrated song by a super underrated group. But in any case, I-Dle can do whatever the fuck they want and still maintain their own colors. You still feel the genius, even if it's something dark, if it's something anthemic, or if it's something rock, if it's something epic and biblical. It doesn't really matter. They can do it all, and I feel like this song was incredibly, again, groovy. I love the acoustic guitar, and then the introduction of the riff, and then the final chorus. There were some little, like, I'm not sure, maybe electronic elements, like something very, very, very in the far distance. There's even lyrics saying, without me, you're nothing. Which is usually with romantic songs, it's kind of like the other way. Without you, I'm nothing. Here, they're like, I'm my own fucking spotlight, I'm my own show, so I don't need you to be confident or to be myself. If anything, with you, I cannot be myself, which is also something that we heard and never stopped me, as far as like the smoky eyes and the way I dress, and like something about daddy, I think were the lyrics, as far as like daddy's mad or something like that. And I feel like some people were talking about them maybe even taking a stab at Cube, but that felt a little bit too subliminal, seeing as I-Dle are literally disrespecting Cube left and right, which fucking kudos for that, because why not with that kind of a company. But no offense, but I mean, there's also lyrics, I'm never going to give you my number, babble all you want, make more rumors, like the more you talk about me. I really enjoy, like, Shua on the chorus was a really cool element of adding that poppiness to a rock sound, which made it very, very catchy. Mian has a really unique voice that fits rock incredibly well. Soyeon's voice, I really adore her singing voice. And Mini's voice is very deep and is very haunting. Not deep, it's very haunting. Yuki's voice fits incredibly well with how naturally deep it is. Just in general, I love it when I-Dle go more for the rock sound, because they make an insanely replayable and catchy song here, much like All Night. And yeah, this was awesome. Let's move on to the next song. Very excited.
I'll be landing on your mind. I'll be landing on your mind. I need you here now. 같은 색깔 도시소 넌 유일한 color. 지워져 내 매일매일이 When I'm in the dark 내 이름 부르면 눈부시도록 빛을 내는 너. I'll be landing on your mind.
You're already all over my mind.
I see the oasis in you.
Oasis? I haven't heard the word Oasis in a song in a while.
You're my paradise, my paradise. Every time I look into those angel eyes, couldn't take a flight like a lullaby.
Oh my god.
날 꿈은 꿈속으로 데려가. Oh, you're my paradise. So long to meet you,
Oh, I love that. Literally fading the voice as she says fade. Beautiful.
태어난 이유 같다면 알아줄까 yeah. 만약 세상에 너 사라진다면 나도 너를 따라 눈을 감을 거야 마치 다 된 기분 상처 따위 느끼지 못해 지금 아침이 되어도 우린 함께라는 걸 알아도 잠들고 싶지 않은 걸 I need you here now
Damn.
낮은 하늘 틈 그 사이 피어난 달려 마른 꽃에 취한 나
Drunk on the flower called you. That's nice. That was beautiful. I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't say that this song feels like reminiscing, being appreciative of someone that you have currently that took a while to get to that point. Obviously, I thought a little bit of the song potentially being something for the fans, being something for each other as far as like all of their relationships, their friendship. Obviously, I would be 100% remiss if I didn't mention Sujin, because it feels like as we move forward after her departure by those cubed up bastards, at the hands of those cubed up bastards, it feels like Sujin is still there with some of the songs that we've checked out that feel very much reminiscent of the friendship and the feelings that they have towards each other. So to me, I-Dle will always be a group of 6, even if they perform as a group of 5. I felt the same way when I talked about Polaroid, and then seeing comments of Sujin actually wanting to capture moments, capture photos and everything. Like she had literally photos, I think some of the comments said, of the group together, and it's never forgetting the moment. And I feel like this song is very reminiscent of Paradise. It's gonna make you smile. It's also gonna make you kind of like cry tears of joy. It's also a song that could make you feel a little bit sad, because it could be a song that pays almost like tribute to someone that you no longer have, who was your paradise. My delight is the only moment when we are together. So yeah, I lost my way the moment I met you. I only want to sleep in your eyes. And I love like sleep in your eyes, as your eyes are basically like a galaxy, because galaxy is what I kind of thought when Mini's part came in and she said fade as the production there. They literally faded her voice and it almost felt like a transition to a galaxy. I feel like this song is incredibly reminiscent. Whether it's for the fans, whether it's for each other, whether it's for Sujin, or all of the above. I need you here now between the gaps of an unfamiliar sky. That is a really beautiful lyric. I'm not sure how accurate the lyrics are. I love the metaphors, the feeling of anesthesia. I can't feel such things as wounds right now, as far as being with you kind of like heals all wounds, or it suppresses everything, because I cannot think about the pain when I'm with you. And by chance, if you disappear from the world, I will also be following you. I will close my eyes because you are forever in my memory. So I thought that was a really, really beautiful touch. The weared out traces of my scars fade, much like the anesthesia and not feeling the wounds and everything with you in my life. I really, really love the song. I love how emotional it was, how it portrayed feelings of positivity, but yet it still had a little bit of sadness, because, it felt very much like they're reminiscing and just expressing kind of like appreciation and gratitude towards someone, whether it's them, whether it's Sujin, whether it's the fans, or whether it's a loved one in general. It doesn't really matter. I feel like the song speaks to everything and anything and all of the above. And yeah, I really love the metaphors here. The lyricism was absolutely beautiful. Let's move on to the final song, which I think it's probably the most hyped up song, and also the vocals in Paradise. I don't really know what to say. They're absolutely angelic. Not much that I can say on a technical aspect. Like this song feels very much like a trip to paradise with how beautiful the production was and the vocals just in general were. So let's move on to the final song, which is probably the most hyped up song from this album that from what I understood from seeing some stuff on Twitter and how seeing some of the comments on my own Allergy and Queen Card reactions, I feel like Peter Pan was one of the most mentioned songs from this album and something that really touched a lot of people. So without further ado, let's get into it.
이게 너가 된다 한 멋진 영웅인지 포기나 세상을 구할까 너 나 잘해라 좀
잘 살라 했지만 이제 평범하고파 존경받는 삶 어루만장자 나 웃긴 걸 알아요 기대하면 난 딸 별 볼 일 없이 자라서 엄마 참 미안해요 아빠가 딸 별 볼 일 없이 자라서 엄마 참 미안해요
Okay.
아빠가 줬던 사랑 100배 아니 1000배도 돌려줄래 했는데 아직도
Love You 3000.
그저 몸집만 좀 더 큰
Oh.
너무 하찮아 너무 가잖아 어리단 핑계를 대고 싶어 난
Nice.
하지만 어른 시간에 때를 써봐도 바보야 멍청아 똥개야 제발
Talk dirty to me.
정신 좀 차리자
Damn.
짜증나 지금 치킨 먹는 다이어트 내 모습
Oh.
좋아야 3일도 못 버티냐 이래서 뭐 하겠어 인내는 너무
Very
어려워
nice
마음은 안 자라나
commentary.
봐. 하고 싶은 걸 화가 나는 거 못 참을 것 같아요
내가 봐도 별론 딸 예쁘다는 말해줘서 엄마 참 고마워요 아빠가 주는 사랑 100배 아니 1000배 더 돌려주고 싶은데
아직도 어린 어른
Oh my god, Minnie sounds adorable.
너무 하잖아 너무 가잖아 어리단 핑계를 대고 싶어 난 하지만 너는 시간을 들여서 봐도 바보야 멍청아 똥개야 제발 너 정신 좀 차리자 아무래도 아직 날 처리되기에는 무거워 난 모든 맘대로 안 되면 바보같이 눈물만 나는 걸 나도 언젠가 엄마 아빠 같은 어른이 될까 난 내가 봐도 내가 멋있을 때 그때 이 노래 듣고 웃자고
Nice.
Matter what you do
아직도 어린 어른
Damn.
그저 문제만 좀 더 큰 너무 하잖아 너무 가잖아 어리단 핑계를 대고 싶어 난
하지만 어른 시간을 때리써봐도 바보야 멍청아 똥개야 제발 너 정신 좀 차리자
Damn.
그러다 제발 정신 차려
It literally feels like a concert, and I'm just kind of like,
약속해 알았다고 아프지 마
oh my god. Them just chirping at each other during a concert, having fun with each other. That's kind of what it sounds like. But also in a live concert, almost like setting that they create in the production, it's almost like having like a conversation with the fans and with each other actually, kind of too. Peter Pan, the boy who basically like didn't want to grow up. Obviously, when I'm thinking Peter Pan, I'm thinking a lot of TXT nowadays because of how they treated that concept and did a phenomenal job. But here, it is really, really cool. Touch on, I love the chorus of kind of like still being young in my soul. It's not me who's getting older, it's just my body, but inside I'm still young. And I want to maintain that naive nature of mine. I don't want to be like the adult that is required to diet and all that kind of stuff, that is required to be like a functioning adult that is just doing his day-to-day thing, and laughing at those who had the freedom while they were young, but then they became adults and just became like ordinary people. Went from being someone that is extraordinary because you have like the concept of just being a child, having freedom, being able to explore anything and everything, taking risks because you don't even consider that a risk. You consider that an adventure, and every day is like an experience, and if something doesn't work out, it doesn't put you down as it does when you're an adult. I love the subtle commentary with Chua's verse, as far as like talking about dieting with eating chicken and all that kind of stuff, and then being told you can't even last 3 days. What's with you? Something along those lines. I felt like that was a really nice kind of like nod to the crazy dieting habits in K-pop in general, but also just in general. If we kind of like, I do want to connect this song to something like Allergy and Queen Card, because you look in the mirror and you're like, man, fuck, I need to diet. Like this is unacceptable. But is it unacceptable because of all the posts that you see of all the perfect bodies that aren't actually perfect, or is it unacceptable because you yourself want to change? Forcing yourself to diet and do crazy things is not going to solve the problem, because even if you do lose that weight mentally, you're not gonna be there anyway. You have to be fulfilled mentally first, and then kind of like make the changes, make the physical coexist with the mental, and kind of like create a perfect balance between everything. So I really love that line with you. I feel like it was really, really cool in terms of connecting Allergy and Queen Card to Peter Pan, but also it's just incredibly relatable in terms of like the dieting measures that some K-pop idols have gone through and will never go through again, because of how much of a risk it could be to your whole life. But also, I love the fact that idol are almost kind of like trying to not plead, but kind of like hanging by a thread, as far as like, I may seem like an adult, but I'm just a child in an adult body. I'm still trying to make excuses that I'm still young, but in reality, I'm an adult. Even if I try to subside time, which is really, really interesting, and kind of like reminded me of Time, the movie, with Justin Timberlake in a way. Just the way they chose to phrase these lyrics. Again, I'm not sure if that's the absolute 100% correct translation, but it's kind of funny to me. But in reality, I'm an adult, and I need to be the adult that I saw my parents as. So I really like the connection to that, as far as like my mom. Even though I feel like, even though I didn't have everything in the world, I still got all of the love that I needed, and I want to repay that love 100, no, 1,000 times, which kind of like made me think of Iron Man with "Love You 3,000." I think was the quote, which was also really, really cool. So it's almost kind of like the parents that inspired me to actually get through with my excuses and fears of being an actual adult, because I want to repay that love, and kind of like seeing my parents as almost like these superheroes. So once I become like my parents, I will be cool again, in a way. I think some of the lyrics said something along those lines. I love how, straightforward some of the lyrics were, with Beanie saying, listen to the song and smile at that time. And I feel like literally as she was saying that, I just cracked a smile too. It's a song that, again, much like Allergy, much like Queen Card, it relates to so many people, and it relates on such a deep level, because we were all kids. We all wanted to, whether you're a kid who actually wanted to be an adult, and when, because you thought that you would have all the freedom in the world and you would be doing everything that you've ever dreamed of, and then you're an adult and shit didn't work out the way you wanted. it too. You just have to kind of like I feel like this song would relate to you as well, or just people that really try to stick by the idea that like trying to milk that phase of being a kid as far as much as possible, but then kind of like realizing that I can't really do that anymore. Although still maintaining aspects of being a child, which is like having freedom and exploring possibilities and just being someone that is very kind of like much like a child, being open-minded. So I do feel like the song does kind of like wants us to take some elements from our Peter Pan phase, for example, but still apply them to today's to us today as adults, because there's definitely a lot of things that kind of get lost when you become an adult, and you kind of like you go from seeing all of the joy and colors in the world, and then suddenly you're an adult and all you see is darkness. So I feel like by being Peter Pan and constantly looking for an excuse to be young, the smart thing is still have like those aspects from being a child, some elements in terms of like being open-minded, not being afraid of taking chances in whatever aspects it may be. Like there's stuff that you can adapt from it and still become an adult that you would be very, very much proud of being, and someone that you could imagine like be the kind of adult that your parents were when you were young and you looked up to them, because they worked their asses off to provide a life for you and they became your superheroes, and now it kind of like comes full circle. So you can become the adult that your parents were and you will become cool again. So I thought it was a really, really beautiful song, and it's incredibly relatable. Like even the lyrics, if whatever it is doesn't go the way you wanted, you'll cry like a fool. In terms of like being that, some of the elements from being a child that you probably don't want to take with you. I thought that was really, really cool. And the ending, as far as like you full stupid idiot, come and get yourself together. It's almost like them talking to themselves, almost like looking into the mirror, which kind of like again reminds me of Allergy in a way too. But in any case, this album was absolutely beautiful. It was wholesome as hell. Like this song is absolutely beautiful. If I had to pick a favorite from this album so far, I would actually potentially go with something like Lucid or All Night. Like I love Peter Pan. I feel like it's a song that I can play over and over and over again, but I just love the dark vibe of Lucid, and I love the rock elements, which reminded me of Never Stop Me. Paradise was just a beautiful show of appreciation to all of the people that you love and who you depend on and who you wouldn't be the person you are without. It was a beautiful tribute. Like I feel like you can pretty much, if this album was like a wheel filled with all of their songs and you were to stop on any point with any song, I would be happy listening to each and every single one of these songs. Each of these songs makes me feel a certain way, whether it makes me kind of like giggle and happy with something like Queen Card, because that chorus is just so much fun. Whether it's something like Allergy, Peter Pan is just wholesome as fuck. Paradise is a beautiful song. All Night just gives me again like those rock, Avril Lavigne kind of like early 2000 elements, and Lucid just kind of like, it kind of creeps up on you a little bit. And as someone that likes thrillers and likes the more darker shit in life, I definitely would gravitate a little bit more towards Lucid. But every single one of these songs was absolutely beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Sorry for keeping you guys waiting with this one. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will catch you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See ya.